Hey, what's up guys, it's T-Bone here and welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game of Heroes. So in the last video we talked about the cards for this event, Hearts on Fire, and I did a preview of the cards, how I thought they would work together. And now what I want to do is sort of talk about the deck that I did build for this event. I didn't actually invest in the cards much here. I just depended on the free cards I got. And so I'll talk about the cards I'm using and also the allies I'm bringing in and the strategy that I've employed to try and defeat the solo bosses. So we're now on Infernal Fight 4. This is the last map on the in the game. So let's go ahead and talk about the cards I am going to bring in. So I'm looking at my friends list right now, and the one card that I've been borrowing is when I'm lucky I have Valadin. I have quite a few friends now who have gotten him, so I've been using him heavily because two things. One, I'm getting the times 13 bonus, and also he is the ultra rare card that really helps on the last wave of the maps. So the cards I'm bringing in, I have Eva as the free card I got, and I pulled Cecilia the Proud from my 5 times the 5-star card collection. So I'm really happy about this pull. I really like her now that she's both a commander and a slayer. She's going to be very helpful in any situation. And then I'm using 2 Night Suns as my main gem destroyer, and Idali the Bright for an additional power gem creation. And also I can use her, since she's a spirit hero, I can use an additional relic for beginning of the fight. I'm also using just 1 relic for the ancient heroes. But right now with 3, I have 3 different relics that create gems, which generally has been sufficient so far. So we're on the very last level here. The goal is to complete this as quickly as possible with the minimum number of gems so that we could 3-star this and get the 50 million trophy bonus. All right, so my first strategy here is always to take a look at the board and see whether it's possible for me to create a 2 power gems. And right now it's basically screaming for 2 power gems here. And I also have, if you notice, all of my enemies have 2 turn cooldown right now, so I'm actually so that's good for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and do this. Unfortunately, they aren't going to be too close to each other, but because of that drop, I might be able to defeat all there. So all 3 of them got defeated from that 1 drop, which is good, because that allows me to do something else here. So what I want to do is again take a look, and so you notice that 1 enemy in the back, that is the one that is that has a 1 turn delay here. So I'm gonna select him first to make sure that all of my attacks start on him, focus on him first before the other 2, since they have 2 turns here. So you just have to select it and to unselect, you just press it again, and then you'll see that it's unlocked. So I'm going to go back and lock him again, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to first increase the intensity of my ancient intensity to help out Valadin. And then I'm going to take a chance here and hope that I just need to use 1, but it looks like I might need to take a chance again. And unfortunately, the power gem creation is sometimes like that. I feel like it does that. It's like I only need it on my 13 and it created on both sides of it. So that's annoying. Now I have to use a Night Sun to destroy all these gems. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to match all the cards, okay, like this, and basically hope that this will deal enough damage with the 3 different power gems that are there. It does deal enough damage. I was hoping to use just 1 so that I could actually just do a power gem swap and save 1 of the power gems for this last level. But instead what I'm going to do is just use the Night Sun first, because you want to take advantage of the Night Sun to try and get more gems on the board, and then Valadin will create additional power gems based on the number of gems on the board. So now I'm going to go ahead and create, it should create at least 3, which it did. Alright, and now what I'm going to do is make sure that I match them correctly so that I don't waste any gems. Okay, so let's do this, Okay, and hopefully, let's see how much damage we deal here. So I think this should be enough. Good. So now I think this was just 3 turns. So we were able to complete in 3 turns. And let's see here. Yep. So we did 3 turns out of 7. Thank you, Engineer DD10. And now we got all 3 stars for Inferno. And then we can see that it's a mastery reward of 50 million. So that is basically what I've been doing to get through the levels. I've been playing slowly, but the thing is, when you play in the Inferno maps, every other map you complete, you actually get additional keys, so it can really help you speed along here. And so the other thing I wanted to do was also just kind of talk about the validity, or not validity, but basically the usefulness of the card that I did get in the previous event, and that was the Alexa deck. And I wanted to show you what I've been doing. So this is the deck I'm running with. I went ahead and awakened Mr. Crow 5 times now, so you can see the stats right here. It's pretty impressive. I also pulled in a Sentinel Stars, which is a commander hero here, because he will actually generate additional light gems for me, which is useful. And let's take a look now and see how much damage that I can actually deal as a Light Slayer with a 4 commander against a guild boss here. So we're at, let's see here. So we're at level 200 now for our guild boss, and the health is a little over 4 billion. So let's go ahead and change our cards now to Fearless in this deck here, and let's see. We can also do a quick comparison with my Fire Slayer deck. It deals about 300 million damage or so, but we can take a look as well afterwards. So let's go ahead and use this, and I'll talk about sort of the strategy I employ here. So now, because the boss actually has the boss actually deals Judgment, and Judgment, what it does is it will actually damage you instead of healing. Every time you, if you have a card that heals, you'll get damage. And so in a sense, it kind of is a, a counter to the Dark Witch, the Witch card that I have, or not the Witch, the Wicked Queen. And so what I do then instead, I pulled her out, and I pull in a I put in my Mr. Crow to get the immunity for the damage, and also the Sentinel here to keep generating my light gems, because now I don't have the luxury of waiting, and now what I want to do is I have to get my light gem matches quickly so that I can keep getting the light gems to be created. And so you'll see what I'm going to do is I'm just going to match my gem here. And then the goal is also to activate my Mr. Crow's ability, which takes 7 turns and 13 gems. Okay, so there's a bit more writing on the line here where I have to be much quicker with what I'm doing. And also I have to make sure that I get my light gem matches in time so that I could get my immunity, because my health is an issue. And wherever possible, I'm also looking for opportunities to look for heart gems here. Okay, so now my next goal is to, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get my heart gem set, and then I'm going to activate the Mr. Crow's ability before I do anything, because I don't want to get attacked while I'm trying to heal. So that's the sort of the strategy here. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this again. And my goal is to get my intensity as high as possible, close to about 300. Now, because I've been playing a little bit slow, I may not actually get there. But let's just hope for the best here. Okay, and let's see where we're at. We're at 245. Okay, so it's not too bad. Let's see. And the nice thing about using the Sentinel here is that because I constantly have light gems and matching, it's helping me increase the chances of me actually getting the activation for Alexa. And now you can see that it's locked on. I'm just going to go ahead and use this now. I only have less than 4 seconds left, and you can see I almost have the full board here. Unfortunately, it's not the full board, and let's see. So that's about okay. So I can do a little bit more here. I should have. I didn't activate Mr. Crow here, and I got defeated. So in my other deck where I used the Queen, it actually this doesn't happen. But let's see how much damage we were able to deal. So 2.29 damage, 2.29 billion. damage is how much I deal with a commander in place and with additional boost from Mr. Crow there. So it doesn't take out a non-affinity commander boss using 3 keys. But to me, I would say that it's okay with me. Like, I know that there are other decks that can probably deal more damage than that. But the fact is, I have a deck that I can use in almost all events, at least with some degree of success. And so this is just an evaluation of from the light event where I had the 10 times bonus and also the affinity bonus to now where I have no commander bonus. And it's off affinity, and I know that this is going to be reduced if I'm fighting against a light commander team, so I might have to switch it up a little bit. But to me, this is an investment that I made I can continue to use. But just being able to play with different decks is good. So now let's go back and change the deck to my original Fire Slayer deck. Now this one I do not get to pull in any other cards, so we're at 2.29. Let's see how much we do here, and then we'll call it an episode. All right, so let's go ahead and do an attack here now. So with this kind of deck, this is more of a 2-turn type deck where you really just want to generate as many power gems as you can, and then on the second turn basically deal most of your damage. And then you can see here, this is where Cecilia shines because she gets hit. So I can now generate multiple 2 power gems. And what I want to do is I actually want to make sure that I line up the gems a little bit better. And because I'm using 3 keys, I have more health here, so I can spare a little bit. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that and make sure that I can match my 4 and 3 power gems here. Now the thing, if you have there's a couple that I missed. There's at least one I could have used. So the key to generating more damage is to make sure that you're using your connections. Okay, so let's go ahead and generate them again. And what you want to make sure is that you're connecting a chain. So when you swap your power gems, you want to make sure that you can have continuity. Okay, that means like as much as possible, you want to try and do a swap and then have that chain be continued with additional fire gems so that you get more damage. If you simply just swap the gems but you don't have anything that you can connect afterwards, then your damage overall is going to be minimized. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind here. So let's see where we're at now. So we're at 2.78. We were at 2.29 earlier. Okay, so this actually came out to about over 4 million. Okay, so 400 million damage. So that's not bad with that Fire Slayer deck. So these are the 2 decks I'm running for this event. I'd love to hear feedback on if you're using the full event deck. I know I've seen some images online already. They look really impressive. If you're not, what is the team that you're running with? Like to compare notes and see if there's any other changes in strategy that I could think about as well. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you're doing well in your event here, and we will see you in the next episode. Take care.